Karl-Anthony Towns has stepped up for the Knicks the past couple of games as he knocks down a corner three ball off of the extra pass by Bridges. You can see all of this is going to be downhill. Nembhard doesn't want to step in because Cat's so strong and fast that why would you step in, right? I mean, he's just going to go right by you and get in. And one, on the offensive glass, the Knicks finally got one. It took them until the second quarter. And here is just the dribble drive, put your head down, go get a bucket. They do step in, but it's an and one. Siakam cannot hold Cat. They've tried to do that matchup recently. It hasn't worked as Mitch has been starting. That's a tough finish, man, over a big man as well that was coming to help out. Offensive rebound that leads to an and one. That was sort of the dagger. And now it's just extra pass again by Bridges, just finding Cat. The ball was moving freely. But you got to look at Cat, guys. I mean, he just goes right through two defenders. Look how undersized the Pacers are compared to Cat. Those are just two wings. They're double teaming him with their hands up. It doesn't matter. And Cat just goes right on through them. He doesn't be soft. He's just mustering his way right to the basket, finishing through contact and flexing. This is the Cat that the Knicks saw in the regular season that averaged 30 and 12 against the Pacers. And I just love the fact how Bridges has the IQ to be able to move that one more time to find Cat, who's just wide open. I mean, these plays are a thing of beauty. It's just pure bully ball. It's like a big man and takeover. When he's got a guard on him, it's automatic. Attacking the glass as well. Miles Turner has struggled this series, and a lot of it is because he just cannot defend Cat. He couldn't defend him in the regular season, and he can't defend him in the playoffs. So the Pacers, they decided to make an adjustment. They put Cat in a double team, but they sent it way too late. And when they do send it early, well, all of a sudden you got Deuce McBride in the corner, or you've got OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges on a spot up. So do you want Cat to go one-on-one, or do you want to give up an open three? That's the difference to me in Game 6 that the Knicks have versus the Pacers don't have is Siakam, he's going up against whether it be Cat or OG, and Cat's going up against Miles Turner or Siakam. Well, they're putting Turner on mid, so they're going to put Siakam on Cat. But it just hasn't worked. Like, you look at the last game, which was Game 5, Cat had 24 and 13. You look at the game prior to that when the Knicks lost by 9, which was Game 4. Cat had 24 and 12. And then, of course, the first of the two that the Knicks have won so far, which was Game 3. Cat had 24 and 15. Of course, 20 of those 24 came in the fourth quarter. And then Game 1, in an overtime loss, Cat had 35 and 12. And then Game 2, he had 20 and 7. So 20 and 7 was the worst game Cat has had. I think the best has yet to come. I do think Cat will have a better game than he did in Game 3, of course, because again, 20 of his 24 came in the fourth quarter. Cat consistently throughout the four quarters is going to have to be good. He's going to have to step up, make some shots, and play good defense. But although Cat's been dominating, the biggest story for the Knicks in Game 5 was not their offense. The offense was the best that had been throughout the playoffs. I'm not taking anything away from that, but it was the defense. The Knicks were absolutely elite defensively. An adjustment that they made was just stepping up and defending Tyrese Haliburton at half court instead of letting him get comfortable. They were picking him up. They were going over screens. They were pestering with their on-ball defense. You guys can see right there, Hart did a good job. He forced Siakam to his left side, and then OG was there on the help side. So the Knicks, also Jalen Brunson. I mean, he had been giving up basically a free bucket every single time before this game, and then all of a sudden, opponents shoot, 3 of 14 at the top of my head when defended by Brunson. He was getting over screens. He was on the ball. He was being physical. That's the difference between the Knicks throughout the playoffs versus in Game 5. Was their defensive game plan was on full display, and they did a hell of a job. The Pacers, I mean, you look at what they did from the field. I'm going to pull up the stats for you guys right now. So Indiana, they end up going 30 of 74, which is 40.5%. They did shoot 10 of 30 from 3, which is like decent. It's below average. But also the most important stat that I'm going to say in this entire video is the turnovers. I don't have it, but Indiana, I know they turned it over 20 times. If you turn it over 20 times, you're not going to be able to beat the Knicks. The Knicks had 15 of their own turnovers. So the key in Game 6 is going to be to create turnovers, but also to take care of the ball. I don't think Indiana is the best half-court team. I think you guys would agree. I mean, they're not bad by any means. They still got some capable guys. But Indiana, they're known for getting out in transition and leaking. Siakam's averaging over 7 a game in transition alone on fast breaks. The Knicks, they're not a fast break team. I mean, of course, they can create turnovers and they can get out. Josh Hart can lead the way, or Jalen Brunson. Like they can. I'm not saying they can't. But the Pacers, their offense this series has been off of defensive rebounds and off of turnovers, and then just getting mismatches off of that because the Knicks aren't set. the Knicks don't turn it over. If the Knicks have 8 turnovers in this game, game 6, I don't think they're going to lose. I really don't. And we've seen the past couple of games, turnovers have just haunted the Knicks, and it allowed the Pacers to come back in the game. They were down 20 at one point, and they ended up cutting it to 10. So it wasn't like the Knicks just completely dominated from start to finish. I mean, they did. You're like, yeah, like you cut a 20-point lead to 10. That's nice. But you should never be doing that, right? The Knicks should never be allowing a 10-0 run. And it's a game of basketball. It's going to happen. But you've got to have a response to that. And that's when Jalen Brunson came in and sort of put the Pacers away in the second half. Had a great third quarter. And then Karl-Anthony Towns finished it off in the last couple of minutes in the fourth quarter and had a couple of big buckets down in the paint. But the start that Brunson got off to, I mean, I just hope that can continue. We saw in game 4, Brunson and Haliburton went at it in the first quarter, but this time around, Haliburton was non-existent, and the Pacers just couldn't keep up. I mean, the first quarter was pretty close, but after that, the Knicks were able to comfortably pull away, and the game plan was simple. It was to pick up Haliburton at half court, make him uncomfortable, and make sure we switch screens and we come over screens with sort of tenacity is how you want to put it. And yeah, just looking at the highlights right now, of course, in game 4, the Knicks had a great second quarter run with Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright. The defense looked phenomenal. Look at Haliburton, guys. There's just a man in his face. He's forced to pick up the ball, and all of a sudden he doesn't create a mismatch. And the Knicks created a mismatch right there with T.J. McConnell matched up with Achua. I mean, that was off of a turnover, which literally goes hand in hand with everything I'm saying, is whoever takes care of the ball and doesn't turn it over is going to win this game. The Knicks, they've been in this situation all season. They take care of the ball, and they play good defense, and they can compete with anyone. They just haven't consistently done that, but we've seen it in these playoffs where the Knicks look like the best defensive team in the league for several possessions, for even like several quarters, and we saw that in game 5. But the question for the Knicks is, can they do it 2 more times? Because you can't just do it once. You've got to be able to do it the rest of the playoffs. And the Knicks, it seems like they're on to something. I'm not saying Haliburton's going to be shut down and be 2-7 again. Like, I don't think Haliburton's going to be in single digits for points. But I don't think Haliburton's going to have another 30, 15, 10 game. I really don't. I think the Knicks sort of figured out that we've got to put as much pressure on him as possible, pick him up at half court, and just force him to pick up the ball. Is going to be the biggest thing. Whenever Haliburton picks up the ball, he's not able to create those mismatches too. And one more thing before I get out of here and let you guys go. Jalen Brunson getting over screens is massive because the Pacers, they've been attacking Brunson all series. And because he got over the screens again, all of a sudden, well, that ball has to move one more time and you're going late in shot clocks, and the Pacers are now a half-court team, and they're just not able to do much. So game 6, the Knicks have to come out with energy. They've got to get off to a good start. They don't need to blow out the Pacers. They could win by 1, and any Knicks fan would take that. But they have to be able to match their intensity. The Pacers are going to treat this like a game 7. They do not want to go to New York for a game 7. I know Andrew Nembhard said after game 1 that playing at MSG is a lot easier because they're used to it, which of course, yeah, experience goes a long way. But the Pacers, I can promise you, do not want to go into New York for a game 7. That's going to be the loudest MSG has ever been in like the history of its existence. So they're going to come out and try to put the Knicks away. The Knicks have to match that. But that's the importance of having a Jalen Brunson and a Karl-Anthony Towns, is they've been in these moments. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns has been to the Western Conference Finals. And then you look at him, Mikal Bridges, he's been to the NBA Finals. So these guys have played in big games. This is nothing new for them. And the Knicks have been great on the road. Of course, in Detroit, they were able to go out there and win, 3 games on the road? And then against the Celtics, they won the first 2 games on the road. And then Indiana, they won game 3. Now they've got to win at least one more road game in this series and then have home court. So when you're down 3-1, you've got 2 of the next 3 at home. You have a chance, and that's huge, man. That's why I said don't count the Knicks out, man.